Pope Francis is in New York City tonight for the second stop of his three-city tour of the United States.
Yeah, take a look at this. The Pope greeted a crowd of thousands of people today as his motorcade drove down Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. Pope Francis made his way to St. Patrick's Cathedral, where he took part in an evening prayer service. Tomorrow's schedule includes his address to the United Nations General Assembly and an interfaith service at the 9/11 memorial site.
Well, right now he's resting in New York City. It was a long day today that began in Washington, D.C. The pontiff became the first pope to address a joint session of Congress, and he used that speech to urge compassion for the poor and immigrants.
Here's Eyewitness News reporter Jenny Runovich, who was there as fellow Hoosiers witnessed the Pope's address today.
On his final day in D.C., people thrilled to get just a glimpse of Pope Francis. Barricades can't block the energy he always seems to exude.
Kind of bring tears to my eyes. Just, yeah, it's amazing, something to remember for a lifetime.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you Pope Francis of the Holy See.
During a historic address to Congress, the pontiff spoke about compassion and unity, encouraging lawmakers to take action on tough issues like climate change, immigration, and caring for the poor.
We need to avoid a common temptation nowadays to discard whatever proves troublesome.
We've always embraced the opportunity to help others.
Indiana Senator Joe Donnelly says the Pope's speech was deeply moving, both as a public servant and personally as a Catholic.
He made everybody smile more. You could just see around the Capitol. Everybody was happier having him here and had a better feeling of faith and spirit and faith in the Lord by having him in the neighborhood, so to speak.
It was awesome to be there.
Pilgrims from Indy felt it. This was the view John and Regina McShay had from the Capitol lawn.
It was quite an honor. It was amazing. An amazing sense of peace and honor that you receive from being part of this historical moment. I think it's wonderful.
George Edwards was in the crowd of thousands, too.
Well, I felt moved. His Holiness reminded us in the United States that we are the home of hope and the home of dreams.
The IU Law School professor plans to share the Pope's message with his students, a message that inspired all Hoosiers who got a chance to see Pope Francis before he departed D.C. You know, as busy as his schedule was over this three-day visit, here's what really struck me about Pope Francis. He made it a point to meet with as many regular folks as he could over that time. In fact, today, he declined lunch with lawmakers and fed the homeless instead. Now, we are wrapping up our trip here to Washington, D.C. Tomorrow night, we'll see you from Philadelphia. Jenny Runovich, Channel 13, Eyewitness News. Back to you.
All right, Jenny, thank you. Indeed, he is the People's Pope. Well, a local nun is back home tonight after the trip of a lifetime to see Pope Francis. Sister Jennifer Metchiel Horner was invited to D.C. to witness the Pope's historic visit. Now, she shared her memories of the experience with us after flying back home to Indianapolis tonight. Take a listen.
I've been touched by this Pope from the first moment he came out and asked us to pray for him. And so I think going there and being with all the people that were so excited to see our Holy Father, and then when he came out, such a humble person, and then calling us to be faithful Christians, Catholics, to share our faith with all those people, not just where we are, but to go out and meet them. So I was deeply touched.
And don't forget that Channel 13 is your eyewitness to the Pope's historic visit to America. Again, Jenny Runovich and Chris Kirshner will have more live reports from Philadelphia, where Pope Francis will wrap up his three-city tour. You can also follow our coverage on our website. Just go to WTHR.com.